Hey love bug, it's me, Emma Upton, clarity alchemist, resistance evaporator, magic map maker, and welcome to Let's Build the Real Thing. This is the podcast where you remember where you put the map to your work, and you do it in a way that feels like an adventure, not a checklist, not a job title, a wild, sacred calling that feels like a boiling hot bath, a scalding brew, and your fave bickies. I built this in the messiest season of my life. Twin babies, full-time teaching, husband away every week, and a brain that never let me rest. No spare time, no sabbatical, just a deep pull that I couldn't ignore anymore. So I followed it. I created the Be Anxiety Free Find formula from scratch, turned it into a global program, published a book, and left teaching in 2021 to do this full time. Now, I help powerful women bring their work to life, the thing they can't stop thinking about. We tap your magic so the map becomes real, and then we build it together. Let's build the real thing. Whenever you hear me speak, it will be about how to bring your work into the world. How to know what you're here to do, how to know how you're here to do it, so that the peace and the safety, and we name it as abundance, and we name it as financial freedom, and we name it as all of these different things, but ultimately what we're all searching for is that exhale of, oh, that feels good. That feels really good. I'm good. The people like that feeling. And yes, it is 100% tied up in knowing what you're here to do and how you're here to do it. But how you get to that space of ultimate knowing, ultimate clarity, is through every single decision that you make every single day. And that can either feel very overwhelming, which is if you're listening to the brain and the trio of terror and they're terrorizing you most of the time, it will feel like that. Holy smokes, like every single decision I make is leading towards the future. Yes. Or it can be like, wow, there's a lot of those happening every single day. If I'm going to be proportionately getting a few more right, more as often as I possibly can as a human who is flawed, I'm going to be moving in the direction that is made for me a lot easier, rather than going against the tide and you just getting battered all of the time. Suddenly you're starting to realize, if I move with the tide, if I move with the flow, then it all gets to be a lot easier. And I'm going to show you today how breaking down the individual things that are showing up in your life, so how you can do it so that you start moving with the tide, so that it all starts getting easier and feeling good. To do that, I want you to take the thing you're wrestling with right now. So often the trio of terror will identify one really super important thing that is hyper-focused on. It is really important that you make the right move in that thing. So maybe it's saying yes to the relationship or saying no to the relationship. Maybe it's the job or the promotion, whether you go for it, whether you don't, whether you move to this house, whether you say yes to this business opportunity, whether you work with this mentor, whether you don't, whatever it is. There's a good chance that right now, if you know you're here for something more, you are wrestling with something and you don't know what the answer is. If you don't, then you just want to function through life, and that's okay too. But my work is not for you. You know there's something in your way and you feel like, if I could just have an answer on this thing, it feels like the thing, then I'll be able to, and then you tie that tangible result that you want the most right now to it. So I'm going to help us today move through this strategy, move through what I do to be able to gain clarity in everything that comes up for me, so that then the clarity descends and I know what move to make next. Take that thing that you're wrestling with. Let's say it is the relationship. Do I stay? Do I leave? You can apply it to whatever you want. In business, it's do I make the business move? Do I not? Do I stay with this idea or do I get a new one? So when we are not inside ourselves, we just allow the trio of terror to take this thing and run with it. And the first thing is Bob, the monkey, gets hold of this idea and it starts bobbing around, and you start trying to problem solve and forecast and put yourself in the scenarios of, if I do the thing, if I do make the move, if I do invest in the thing, if I do take the course, if I do retrain as this, if I do it, what are the pros, what are the cons? And then it bobs with, yeah, but if you do that and then that happens, what if this? And then what if that happens? And what if they say this? And then what if that happens? That's Bob. So he's the first spoke in the trio wheel of terror. Then there's Toad. You're feeling triggered by it. So you have that thought of, okay, if I make this investment, if I make that move, then this could happen. Then you're triggered. Fuck, if that happens, I could lose X, I could lose Y, I could lose Z, I could do this. Inside yourself, you feel this visceral reaction to the mere notion of making a move on this thing. So you've got the thoughts in your head, and then you've got the trigger inside your body, the feeling, the intensity of it. And then you have the third spoke in the wheel that I call Frances, and she comes in with all of the judgments on what it will mean for you, how you're going to scorn yourself from all the circles that you're involved in right now, how everybody that loves you is going to hate you because you've made this decision, how all of the credentials that you have built up, all the tables that you are sitting around, all the positive things that everybody else thinks about you are going to be shattered if you do this thing. Very quickly, the thing that you're being called into question is just staying in and remaining in the thought loop. And if you can feel, I want you to, if this is a new concept, and I know it's not entirely new, but looking at it this way and looking at it with these characters, like you already have this awareness, but let's use it for the thing that you're bobbing around right now. Go out into the world and be saying to yourself, okay, am I acting on any of this? Am I making anything tangible, externally, different, or are the trio of terror just terrorizing me with it? Am I forecasting the horrors that are going to ensue? Do I feel sick to my stomach around taking any action of it? Am I breathless? Mine always goes to my stomach. That's where guilt and shame live in the main. That second energy center. Where do you feel it inside your body? Sometimes it's your chest, sometimes it's your shoulders, sometimes it's your jaw, but it's trapped energy somewhere and it's a physical feeling. Do you feel that intensify when you think about the thing you know you should be doing something about, but you're not entirely sure what? You know it doesn't align with your life and your life's work, but you're not entirely sure what to do with it. You know you've got to make a decision on it, but you don't know what. And the idea of going hard yes or hard no is terrifying. So you find yourself bobbing around in the trio. And then Frances comes in with the judgment of, well, if you make this move one way or the other and you get it wrong, there's a good chance that these god-awful things and judgments are going to be stamped on you. Just watch. This is the first step in it all. And maybe we'll stop here and I'll come back with a second episode if this is helpful. Just watch how much energy you're losing in trying to map out what it could be. And then mentors and coaches and therapists, and they will either keep you talking around this or they'll say, just do it. Just make a decision, yes or no, just do it. Neither of those ways are ever going to get you the results that are actually yours. Ever. Ever. Now, if you do find the gall, which most of us don't ever, because it's asking to go against the cognition of being human. If you do get the gall to just go, fuck it, I'm just doing it. If you are willing to just feel the fear and do it anyway, cool, you're going to learn your lessons really bloody quickly. And that is a good thing. I wish so often I'm like, I wish I could just do it. I wish I didn't give such a fuck. I wish that I didn't care so much about what everybody else thought about me. I wish I didn't care so much about the people around me that I love and that I don't want to hurt. I wish I could just do it and then learn from my mistakes and course correct. That's a really finite way of quantum leaping, 100%. But what about the empaths? What about the people that care about everybody else more than themselves and they know that they shouldn't and they're doing all the work to just be true to themselves, but ultimately they care a lot? What about us? The ones that don't want to just do it, but also know we're here for something really big and really profound. Step 1 is being able to recognize where your trio of terror are terrorizing you and asking yourself, looking for the evidence of, is this working? Just being really brutal with yourself. Is the way of operating going about this? Now be careful, because Francis, that third element, will be very quick to just jump in here and go, don't bother doing this exercise. You know it's not helping. You're such an idiot. And you'll just layer more shame on anyway. Like, you don't even need to do this exercise. You just need to know that you're shit. If your Francis is anything like mine, don't bother. You already know. What's the point in going looking for answers when you already know the answer? That you're not doing enough, that you're not good enough, that you let people down, that there's so much to feel guilty and ashamed of. Go do it though, because be ready to hear that Francis, that third spoke of the wheel. Be ready to catch her. And then look at the thoughts. Be objective about thoughts. Write them out somewhere and see the nonsense that you're spouting yourself around this thing that you know you want to make different. See it in more clarity. Track where it's coming in your body. Oh, I feel it here. I feel it here. Notice that feeling. Then notice the judgments. What really are you truly most afraid of? When you can see that pattern operating outside of you, you are ready for the second step. And I'm going to make a second episode on this, and it's going to follow this. So if this feels like, holy smokes, yes, I want to just do it. No, I don't know why I won't just do it. Here I am again. Go track this. And then when you can track it and you can see it with full clarity, and you're not just listening to Francis being like, oh, I'll just listen to the second episode anyway, because I know that I do this. Go see it first, because you can't do anything with it unless you truly see it, and not seeing it with the trio of terror, seeing it from a deeper part of you where there is space. Go do that. Let me know how you get on. And when you've done that, move to the second episode that I'm going to be sharing what to do bit, which we all just want to leap to, don't we? We give me what to do and I'll just go away and do it. This bit, go do this first and let me know what comes up. I'm here to be helpful. So that's us for today. If your soul's whispering, this is it, listen, you're not circling this for no reason. The map is real. The magic is yours. The adventure, it's already underway. You feel it. Tell me what sparked. I'm always on Insta for the big, wild, weird, brilliant conversations. And if you've got a friend who needs this fire too, please share the gold. And remember, your work isn't something you force. It's something you find by remembering what was always yours. I'll speak to you soon. Much love.